here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your
Ahmadiyah.
skin?
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regret, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? It's me now. You're my truth now. Yeah. I'm here to speak and make it clear. I'm sorry, y'all, for all I've done, but I'm not the only one. In a dark place, I told some lies, but I'm not the only one. We all got secrets under the sun. In the shadows, we played the game. Now I'm standing here taking the blame. A lot of y'all was at the freak off too, so don't put it all on me. That's just the truth. I've been up and down this road trying to find my peace. Confessions of a man without a release. Oh, now, hey. In the mirror, I saw the truth hiding in plain view. I'm coming clean now, this burden to undo. We were all there dancing shadows in the night, acting wrong when we knew what was right. But deep inside, there's more you must see. In this room of mirrors, it's not just me. I walk this path with heavy chains, trying to shed those sins, erase the stains. I've seen the highs and the crushing low, fading in the spotlight. That's how it goes. Yeah. Now I'm standing here, hard on my sleeve, trying to clear the air, let the demons relieve. Every wrong turn and every mistake led me to this moment, let my soul quake. Plays a part in the shadows deep, lost in the game. It's promises to keep. All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen p3d show. I'm your host, Queen p3d, and this is another dose of your daily vitamin. So, y'all, listen. Diddy has lawsuit number 11. Okay, he's just been hit with another lawsuit by a woman by the name of Thalia Graves. So, we're about to get into it. We're going to the press conference. Okay, Leon said the queen is on her way. Okay, and so shout out to everyone in the chat. Okay, I see you, Cherry. Leon is here. Reeducated Soul. Shanita. I said Leon already. T. Randall. Joy is in the house. Okay, Cherokee Descendant Dale. I see you, beloved. Okay, shout out to my moderators putting in work. KB is here. Says heart is heavy with this Diddy news, asking y'all to give us all strength when listening to these details. Love y'all. And I love you too, beloved. And you're absolutely right. This is spiritual warfare. Pay attention. Okay, shout out to Desmond, Veronica. All right, so let's get into it. Nandy, I see you, beloved. Okay, so some people waiting for the rest of the people to catch on. We literally just got off of here. Hello, the elder Baba Rashawn. So let me tell you all. So this is what OG Patrice sent me during the last live. That's what she had texted me, but I couldn't find it. I was just discombobulated. I had too much going on. I couldn't actively search for it at the time. And then as I got close to the end of the broadcast, I forgot to look again because I could have just done this all in one broadcast. But nonetheless, here we are. So we're going to go to live coverage. They did a press conference. This lady came out with Gloria Allred, who's her attorney. And, you know, when Gloria Allred comes out, and y'all know she's all down for the hashtag Me Too movement. Okay. And I heard Tawana Burke, who started the Me Too movement, has come out and been saying, oh, it's still alive. It's not going anywhere, you know, because of Diddy and all that. And so Greta said, Diddy news got Queen working overtime. You already know. Okay. So let's go to the footage because the press conference just ended, but we're gonna watch it because it was live just a few minutes ago. I watched a minute of it or two. Okay, so let's get into it. Lights up.
Recording in progress.
Thank you for coming today. I'm attorney Gloria Allred, and with me is our client, plaintiff Thalia Graves. Today, we filed a lawsuit in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, for our client, plaintiff Thalia Graves, who is given permission to use her name. The case number of the 26-page complaint is 1:24-CV-07-201. In her lawsuit, Thalia, through her attorneys, sues Sean Diddy Combs, also known as the defendant, and another individual and other entities. The complaint alleges in part in the first cause of action that defendant Combs and another defendant committed a, quote, violation of New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act by viciously and violently forcing sexual contact, oral sex, and sexual intercourse on the plaintiff, end quote. In addition, the complaint alleges in the second cause of action that defendant Combs and another defendant committed a violation of New York civil rights law, quote, section 52-B, end quote, by, quote, raping plaintiff and recording it. Defendants caused plaintiff to be depicted in a video image, unclothed and with intimate body parts exposed, and engaged in sexual conduct with another person, end quote. The lawsuit also alleges that, quote, defendant Combs and another defendant published and or disseminated the videos without plaintiff's knowledge or consent. On information and belief, defendants have continued to disseminate the video, including by selling it as pornography through the present, end quote. In our, we ask that, quote, defendant should be ordered for and destroy all copies of the that are in their actual or constructive possession, custody, or control, end quote. And that, quote, defendant should be temporarily and permanently enjoined from further disseminating or publishing any intimate videos of plaintiff, end quote. We also allege in the third cause of action that Combs and another defendant committed a violation of New York City Administrative Code, section 10-180, quote, recording and showing others the video of themselves violently raping the plaintiff, and the defendants disclosed the intimate image of plaintiff without her consent, end quote. As a result of these and other allegations in our complaint, we request that judgment be entered against defendants as follows: awarding compensatory damages for all physical injuries, emotional distress, psychological harm, anxiety, humiliation, physical and pain and suffering, family and social disruption, and other harm in an amount to be determined at trial. Awarding punitive damages in an amount to be determined at trial. Awarding attorneys' fees and costs pursuant to any applicable statute or law, including under New York City Administrative Code, section 10-1104, New York Civil Rights Law, section 52-B2, New York City Administrative Code, section 10-180, and any other applicable statute or law. We're also seeking additional relief that the court may deem just and proper. As a result of what is alleged in the lawsuit, Thalia alleges that she has suffered and continues to suffer, among other damages, emotional harm, including mental anguish, emotional distress, humiliation, and physical damage. In a few minutes, Thalia will speak to the impact and harm that she has suffered and continues to suffer. She will take this courageous step because she thinks that it is important that the public understand the impact that rape and other criminal acts have on those who have been victimized. Often victims do not speak publicly about the specific damages that criminal acts cause them. Some of the many reasons that victims do not speak out publicly about this include being ashamed or shamed for this. But we believe that victims should not be shamed, and instead those who committed the criminal acts against them should be ashamed and take responsibility for the harm that they have caused victims to suffer. We are very proud of Thalia for speaking out today in order to help victims of rape and other acts of sexual violence against them. In addition, we thank our co-counsel, Marianne Wang, Heather Gregoria, and Jasly Liriano for their exceptional legal work on this complaint. Our goal for Thalia is very simple. We want justice for her, and we are looking forward to winning it. It is long overdue for those who have caused her to suffer to be held accountable. Move over to the microphones. Okay, a little more. Thank you. There you go. Thank you.
The internal pain after being sexually assaulted has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words. It goes beyond just physical harm caused by and during the assault. It's a pain that reaches into your very core of who you are and leaving emotional scars that may never fully heal. Some of the hardest parts of this pain are the shame and the guilt I have experienced that plays a negative part in my day-to-day ability to function properly. Being blamed, questioned, and threatened has often made me feel worthless, isolated, and sometimes responsible for what happened to me. My family issues made the pain even worse. I was already going through a divorce at the time of the assault and did not get the support that I needed. I was also faced with disbelief and judgment. This has put a strain on my selection of men and relationships. Where many relationships became aggressive and abusive, which has made me feel even more alone in my struggles. I go through spells of being distant and withdrawn that it's sometimes so hard to leave my house. The trauma of the assault has taken a toll on my mental health. I've had PTSD, depression, and anxiety. I'm emotionally scarred. It has been hard for me to trust others, to form healthy relationships, or even feel safe in my own skin. Flashbacks, nightmares, and intrusive thoughts make me feel like it's a constant struggle. I also suffer with physical problems such as chronic pain, sexual discomfort. The violation I have experienced during the assault has had lasting effects on my body, causing ongoing health problems and complications. The combination of physical and emotional pain has created a cycle of suffering from which it is so hard to break free. I want to continue on this journey towards recovery and healing. I'm glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief.
Thalia is not going to be taking any questions, but I'll be happy to take some questions.
Corey, can you talk about that?
Let's pause for just a moment because I want to point out something that's very important here. This young woman, whomever she is, Thalia Graves, someone asked, when did this allegedly happen? Well, it allegedly happened in a recording studio in New York in 2001. Now, this again is the 11th person to file a lawsuit or accuse Diddy. Okay, and so apparently what Diddy did, just giving a little insight before I get back to it, is that this woman was working with or for him, and supposedly Diddy, she was great, and it was recorded. And this was not only Diddy, this was a former bodyguard. A former bodyguard is who she's claiming. Diddy and his former bodyguard. She says they drugged her, they bound her, and they raped her. Okay. And so then she later found out that it was recorded. And not that only it was recorded, but the videotape was sold as corn with a P. And I want you all to pay attention because why I stopped the video was to tell you this. This young woman, the way she's crying and breaking down, this is very real. This is not somebody faking. This is not somebody putting on a show. This is not somebody crying crocodile tears. You can hear the pain and the hurt in her voice, and you can literally almost feel it oozing out of her. It gave me chills. This woman is extremely hurt. She is traumatized still to this day. You can tell. And it's very sad to see her sitting there discussing it. And I want to tell you something. Someone asked, I think it was Leon, said, why isn't the attorney talking? The attorney wants this. She wants to allow the client to speak so that people will see the real pain, the real tears, the real hurt and the fears and the trauma that she has in fact experienced. Because the attorney knows this is the real deal right here. You see, when you have a client that you may not know if they're telling the truth, you're hoping that they are. You want to defend them to the best of your ability, right? And also, it's all about, can your clients give a good, not performance, because you don't want them to put on an act, because a lot of times people can see through an act or a facade. But you want to know, can your client give a real, honest, emotional testimony? Can they really give a heartfelt, presentation when they're telling and speaking their truth? Because they want it to tug at the heartstrings of everyone watching so that people will have no doubt in their mind that this woman is telling the truth, that what she is saying is exactly what happened. This is not about a money grab, that she's serious. She was traumatized. These are the things that she's endured and experienced. So with that all being said, and another way you can tell too is this. Shawnee says, I had to stop. I cried. Yes, it will make you cry. Reggie said real credibility. Kyla said she's hurting bad. Yes, we can see it and we can feel it. At the end of the day, this is the difference between a person like Susan Smith, who after she drove her sons into the lake and she got on the news with the fake crocodile tears, it was very obvious it was fake and crocodile tears were being spewed. But this is very real. It's tugging at our heartstrings. It's making us feel sad and sorry for her. And it's also making us reiterate in our own minds how low down and dirty and nefarious Diddy is to have done such wicked things to people. Multiple people, let me say allegedly, but for such a lengthy amount of time, like 3 decades. That's what it's making me see. I'm sure that's what it's making us all see. The real Diddy. There's no way you can deny this. There's no way people can try to, explain it away. Because look at this woman. She's clearly traumatized. And if she was fake crying, she wouldn't be sitting there constantly. I mean, the tears are flowing. She's not just dabbing, the tears are flowing. And I can tell you from experience myself, when I've had to cry like that hard, if someone died or I was grieving or whatever was going on, anytime you're crying to that degree, it's almost uncontrollable. It's like you want to stop. Because who wants to be sitting there publicly crying in front of everybody like that? It's okay to shed a tear or two, but you really don't want to be sitting there boohoo crying, having to constantly wipe your nose and your tears. You don't want to be doing that. Nobody does. Okay, unless they're putting on a show. But when you're trying to just tell your story, when you still are experiencing the pain and the trauma and the loss, of certain things that happened that took things away from you, even then, you will still be crying. And just to talk about it will bring tears to your eyes. Just to think about it will bring tears to your eyes. But especially if you have to talk about it in front of people that you don't even know. So this is all very dramatic. And Gloria Allred is good at what she does. That's why she has this woman sitting here at a whole press conference. Because I guarantee you, when that woman sat down and told Gloria Allred her story, she was crying like that. Because every time she talks about it, she's going to cry like that. And Gloria already knows. And you know why she's going to cry like that every time? Because it's the pain of it all. It's the trauma of it all. It's revisiting the trauma. When a person has been victimized and traumatized, and then you have to speak on it, every time you speak on it, the trauma comes back. It wells up in the bowels of your soul. That hurt and pain comes back. It's a constant reminder. And this is how you know that this woman is truly traumatized. And I just wanted to bring that to you all's attention. But let's get back to the press conference.
The context of this assault, what, where, when, what it came about.
Question is, can I speak about the context of this alleged assault? No.
Gloria, can you just speak on, I know it's difficult for your client going through this, but what prompted her to come forward now?
It was time to file this lawsuit.
Gloria, what do you know about the video that was allegedly recorded during the alleged violation?
Question is, what do I know about the video that was recorded?
Yeah, what do you know? Where is it now? Is it still, where is the video?
Yeah. There are many details in the complaint. The complaint alleges that it was taken without her knowledge and consent, that she wouldn't have consented, that it was then published and viewed by others, and may still be out there being viewed.
Where
Let me pause again for a second to say, someone put in the chat that 50 Cent said Diddy sent something to him. Yes, he did. And I have that audio of 50 talking about it because I posted it on my Twitter when it first came out. It got like probably over 13 million views. So yes, there's proof from other people substantiating that Diddy does this type of stuff. There was the lady who filed a lawsuit. I can't recall if it was April Lampros or the other young lady, but one of the McKinney, it was Crystal McKinney or April Lampros. It was one of them that came out and said that they, years later after the incident with Diddy, they said that some guy at a party came up and told them that he saw a video about them years ago. And they were with their new boyfriend, and that had been so many years ago. But they said the guy reminded them, "Hey, I saw this video about you." They didn't even know the footage existed. But I'm going to share the audio from where 50 Cent's talking about that somebody sent him stuff about Cassie, and he believed that Diddy's the one who did it. And of course, that's likely the one who did it. Who else would dare? Okay, who else would dare? Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
I know, check this out, on the up and up, the nigga Puff, like he called, we should kick it on telephone and shit, after the made shit.
Right.
And the nigga be like, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl, like, not the shit that y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Wow. Oh, you kidding me, yo?
Like penetration pictures and
Nah, come on, man. Come on, Phil.
all that. And I didn't even, I called the nigga, I said, yo, you fucking with this girl? Like, you really, like, you like her? Like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna send you something. You look at it, you call me back. I sent him the photos, the pictures and everything. And the nigga called back and was like, yo, thanks, man. Yo, I really appreciate that. Yo, where you get these shits from? And I said, you know, like, cause they know, like, if something crazy is going on, if they send it to me, I'll make sure it get out there. Like, as far as this p3d.com is concerned.
Yeah, yep.
And those other properties. So they sent it to me. But, you know, I really kind of felt like those photographs was not happening because of Cassie. I felt like they was happening because of Puffy.
Right. Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because when a girl moves from a man and she upgrading, niggas be insecure. You know what I'm saying? They start feeling some kind of way, especially like whoever the guy was she was with in the photos versus where Puffy's at. Because Puffy's, he ain't no slouch, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's been able to take advantage of all the suckers.
So where did it go wrong though? Because I know y'all was.
Okay, so there you heard 50 talking about there was stuff that he was sent, and he called Diddy and said, "Isn't this your girl?" And then he said he thinks that it was happening because of Puffy. He feels like that's who put that stuff out there, and of course it is. Who else had the footage? Who was recording Cassie doing certain things? It was him. Even when she tried to delete it from her phone, he would let her know that I still have it. And he probably sent that stuff out when she was no longer wanting to deal with him. When she was no longer wanting to deal with him with his dirty, low-down, nefarious self. I'm glad he's behind bars, and he needs to stay behind there, as far as I'm concerned.
Do the allegations in this complaint overlap in any way with the criminal charges against Mr. Combs?
The question is, does this complaint overlap with the criminal charges that have been filed? My understanding of the criminal charges are that the charges are sex trafficking, RICO, and transportation of a prostitute. We are not alleging any of those criminal charges in our complaint.
Has she been in touch with federal prosecutors at all?
Question is, have I been in touch?
Has you or your client been in touch with federal prosecutors about her allegation?
About this? I have no comment.
Gloria, what about a grand jury?
Pardon me?
Grand jury, federal prosecutors, or grand jury, has Ms. Graves spoke to either?
Is the question, has she testified before the grand jury? Is that the question?
Yes.
Let's put it this way. I never comment on whether any of my clients have testified before the grand jury or will testify before the grand jury, since the grand jury is a secret proceeding.
Gloria, this other defendant in the video, alleged defendant, is this a celebrity?
It is the other defendant alleged to be in the video, and what was the remainder of your question?
Is that person, that alleged defendant, is that person a celebrity?
Is the person that has not been named by me a celebrity? Not as far as I know.
Gloria, as a stir.
No, it's the bodyguard.
Have you yourself laid eyes on the video?
Have I looked at the video? No. I have not viewed the video, nor do I wish to view the video, nor should anyone else view the video, with the exception of if law enforcement and a court believe that they should and are permitted to view a pornographic video as evidence in the case. If they have it, then that would be it.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. We're just about halfway through, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it right there, and we're going to go through and find out what this is all about, what's all really going down. Diddy, you low down devil. I mean, his nefariousness has no bounds. I want you all to pay attention. Now, there is more and more salacious, nefarious details coming out. Okay? So, anyway, with that all being said, let's talk about the lawsuit. Okay? Sean Combs, an employee, bound and raped woman, sold the assault film as pornography. Thalia Graves is the 11th person to accuse Sean Diddy Combs of assault, claiming that he raped her at his New York City recording studio back in 2001. And that's the same thing that the person known as Jane Doe, who was 17 at the time and in the 11th grade, that's the same thing she said, that it happened at the studio. Him and somebody else. It was Diddy, Harv Pierre, and a third person who remains unnamed. Wonder if that third person was the same bodyguard. Now, this was a bodyguard in 2001. Who was Diddy's bodyguard in 2001? How many bodyguards did he have and who were they is the question. Okay, so let's talk about it. So a woman has claimed Sean Diddy Combs and his former bodyguard drugged, bound, and raped her. Later learning the alleged rape was recorded and allegedly sold as pornography, according to court papers. Now, Thalia Graves teared up at multiple points during a press conference with her attorney, Gloria Allred. Now, you all already know that I'm coming back after I find the court papers. I didn't have time to look for them because I was trying to get right back on here so we can catch the press conference. But I'm going to find those court papers next. So, Thalia Graves teared up at multiple points during the press conference with her attorney, Gloria Allred. She's the 11th person to come forward to accuse Diddy Combs Sean Diddy Combs of assault, claiming the Bad Boy Entertainment founder assaulted her at his infamous Daddy's House recording studio in New York in 2001. Graves' lawsuit comes a week after the 54-year-old was arrested and charged. Now, Graves says that she became friendly with Diddy in late 1999 through her then boyfriend, who was an executive at Bad Boy. Due to the boyfriend's position at the company, Graves says she frequently attended events hosted by Diddy at his homes and often visited her boyfriend at Daddy's home or Daddy's house recording studio. The boyfriend is not named in the lawsuit, by the way. And so things took a turn when Graves allegedly received a call from Diddy, who wanted to meet with her to discuss her boyfriend's supposed performance issues. Now, that's how you know it's some shady going on, because if the boyfriend was having performance issues, why not contact him? Why not speak to him? He's working for you. He's your employee. Why wouldn't you talk to him firsthand? Well, he had nefarious intentions, apparently. Now, this is all alleged. Diddy maintains his innocence. So anyway, the lawsuit was filed in the Southern District of New York on Tuesday morning. Now, wanting to help her boyfriend and already knowing Diddy, Graves says that she agreed to the meeting. She says it was evidently a sick and twisted way of using his ownership of and title at Bad Boy Records to and its affiliate entities to abuse plaintiff and also show his power and ability to humiliate her boyfriend, his executive. Now, I want you all to pay attention because isn't this what I told you all? To humiliate her boyfriend, his executive. So this is what the devil was doing. This is the same thing I told you he did with Andrea English, that the only reason he likely wanted her hosting those parties and messing around and sleeping around with his friends for cash was to get back at her boyfriend, Anthony Gallo, who had dissed him and turned him down on his offer to give him some pussy. I want you all to pay attention. This man is so low down. Now, a few hours later, Diddy arrived at Graves' residence in an SUV driven by his then bodyguard, Joseph Sherman. That's his name, aka Big Joe. Now, Graves says that she accepted a glass of wine from Diddy and quickly became lightheaded and dizzy, already had its spikes, allegedly, and physically weak. By the time they arrived at the recording studio, Graves says that she struggled to walk, and when they reached Diddy's office, Graves alleges that she lost consciousness. In retrospect, it was clear that Diddy had caused a drug to be put into plaintiff's drink, as a few sips of wine would never have impacted her that way. Now, when Graves came to, she claims that she was naked and bound. Oh my goodness, I would have gone all the way off. With her hands tied behind her back with what felt like a plastic grocery bag. As she shouted for help, Sherman allegedly slammed her face down into a pool table. Ooh, this is all so darn sad and clearly nefarious. Please pay attention. Shortly thereafter, Diddy entered the room naked. According to the lawsuit, he then bent Graves over the table, causing her feet to dangle above the floor, forcefully held her down, and penetrated her from the back door without her consent. So he did it from the back, dirty devil. Graves was unable to move, totally overpowered physically, and in addition to being drugged and bound, just totally helpless. Now, do y'all see why that lady's crying real tears? Do y'all see why that lady is traumatized? Can you imagine? This sounds like some ish that'll happen in prison. Diddy, I hope it happens to you, you low down dog. Everything that he did to his victims, I hope he gets the same treatment while he's up in prison. Because this is all nefarious. And he has some cellmates, just so you guys know. So hopefully somebody in jail will show him what it feels like. Then again, he might like it with his nasty self. But he has a new cellmate, and we're going to get into that in a second. Now, Graves claims that she screamed out in pain, but Diddy ignored her and continued the alleged violent assault, smashing her head into the pool table when she tried to escape. Graves claims that she lost consciousness again and then awakened, and then Sherman allegedly slapped her multiple times and forced her to give him fellatio. Now, I want you all to think about this. This woman already had a man, and her man worked for this devil, and this is what he did? Sometime later, Graves claims that she woke up on a couch naked and alone. She alleges that she was in intense pain and had burning sensations in her vajayjay and the back door, and she was in intense pain, and she had bruising on her wrist. On her wrist and her face. Still dizzy and weak, plaintiff called a livery. Oh, it should be delivery. It's a typo. She called a delivery driver that her family regularly hired and knew very well. Now, Graves claims that she was disheveled, crying uncontrollably, and suffering from agonizing pain. Neither Sherman nor a rep for Diddy immediately replied to a request for comment. Now, they say the driver drove her to the hospital and tried to convince her to report the grape and to get a grape kit. But she was unable to leave the car, shaking and crying hysterically and so terrified of what Diddy would do to her and her family if she even dared to report him. Graves informed her then boyfriend of what happened, and then, according to the lawsuit, but he discouraged her from going to the police, allegedly telling her that it could negatively impact his own career. So that's what he was worried about. You still want to work for the man that took your girlfriend, drugged her, allegedly, of course, and took her into a studio and bound her and did this to her? And you're worried about your career? Let me continue, because honey, I absolutely cannot. Honey, if Diddy had tried that with me and my man found out, honey, Diddy wouldn't be on trial. He wouldn't even have to be on trial right now. Diddy would be in the dirt. But let me continue. Let me continue. This is all crazy. Now, in the years since, Graves alleges that she has moved multiple times and that Diddy and Sherman had threatened her to remain silent about the alleged assault. However, she maintains that she disclosed to close friends what happened. Now, in November of 2023, a few days after Cassandra Cassie Ventura's lawsuit was filed about Diddy, Graves claims that her ex-boyfriend told her that Combs and Sherman had recorded the alleged rape and shown it to other people. He disclosed that Diddy and Sherman had a pattern and practice of non-consensually recording women engaging in sexual acts and making those videos available to the public, including by selling the tapes as pornography. Now, her ex-boyfriend had likely been knowing this since the time it happened and didn't say anything or do anything. But now in 2023, after Cassie files, he wants to come out and tell her. I wouldn't have any use for him at all whatsoever. Now, Graves suffers from PTSD, severe depression, suicidal ideation with an S in front of it, and intrusive thoughts, and has attempted to end her life. Of course she has. If somebody's having intrusive thoughts, that's what that is. It's like malevolent spirits, negativity just coming at you from all angles and trying to convince or influence you to do nefarious things to yourself. Now, with that all being said, her experience has left her in a constant state of fear. She is suing Diddy, Sherman, and 8 of Combs' companies under the New York City's Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act, as well as a state civil rights law for the alleged secret recording and distribution of the tape. This is the latest civil lawsuit against Diddy, who has been sued for allegedly abusing at least 7 others since Ventura filed her graphic trafficking complaint against him last November. Diddy settled with Ventura for an undisclosed amount within 24 hours, but her 35-page complaint became the roadmap for the music mogul's criminal prosecution and inspired others to file claims as well. So on Thanksgiving Day, the day New York's Adult Survivors Act was set to expire, 2 more women came forward. Well, we already know about all of this. So now let's talk about it. We got Joy Dickerson-Neal. We have Liza Gardner. This lady, Thalia Graves. We have April Campos. We have Crystal McKinney. We had Cassie Ventura. We had the Jane Doe. I mean, it's so many you can barely keep track. So anyway, we got Rodney Jones. Oh, this is all so crazy. Honey, Diddy is going down. They need to put his arse under the jail. That's what they need to do to him. So all they're doing after that is just talking about all the nefarious lawsuits that have come out. So this is all real crazy. It is really sad. So with that all being said, let me just go back to the footage. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Gloria, just to be clear.
We don't ever view pornographic videos, even if they might end up being evidence in the case. And we do not transmit any such video, if we have it, to any other person, because we do not think it is permitted under the law.
Gloria, Elizabeth Blackmester from CNN.
Would you please speak up? It's hard to hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back here and a bit short. In the complaint, you noted that your client learned about this video in November 2023. That is around the time of the first public lawsuit, at least, against Sean Combs from his ex-girlfriend Cassie. I'm curious how you and your client learned about the existence of this video.
You're saying that this incident is alleged to have occurred about the time of another lawsuit having been filed? I'm sorry, I can't understand your question.
Per the complaint, this alleged incident occurred in 2001, but your client learned about the existence of the video in 2023, more than 20 years after. I'm curious how she learned about the existence of that video.
Yeah, so the question is, she alleges that the incident took place in 2001, but you are saying that it is alleged in the complaint that was filed that she learned about it in 2022. And then the question is, how did she learn about it? We have no comment in response to that question.
Gloria, has Diddy reached out to your client?
Excuse me?
Has Diddy reached out to your client?
Question is, has Diddy reached out to her? And we will not comment on that either.
Gloria, I know this is very difficult for your client, but would you be able to share a little bit of her background? Where did she come from? Or what did she do? Can you give us some details about your client, please?
No, I can't provide further details about where she came from or what she does.
Gloria, to your knowledge, has any law enforcement agency reviewed this video for possible criminal charges?
So is the question, has any criminal law enforcement, has any law enforcement agency
Viewed the video for possible criminal
viewed
charges?
the video? I'm not able to answer that question.
Your client says that she was threatened after this alleged attack. Can you elaborate on those threats?
Question is, can I elaborate on the allegation that she was threatened after the attacks? And no, because really I'm not able to comment on or expand upon any
Okay, so listen, guys. At the end of the day, here's the thing. I may not need to get the lawsuit for this one. I don't know. Maybe I will anyway, just for kicks. Not kicks, because it's nothing funny, but may not need to get it because we've pretty much heard most of the details, it sounds like, from that article that I just went into. But also, here's the thing I want you to pay attention to. Now, Gloria Allred's not really giving us any tea. She talked about a few of the things that are listed in the lawsuit, but she's not really answering the questions when they're asking her things. She's saying, like, no, I can't really expound on that. I can't really get into that. Da da da. Well, the reason she had the press conference, because someone said, if she can't say anything, why is she holding a press conference? Good question. But here's why. She held that press conference so people could see those tears. That's what she did. She's very dramatic and always has been. And one thing about Gloria Allred, if you remember and think back upon it, what she's always done is paraded her people that she's representing. She's always paraded them out to the public for press conferences and whatnot. That's what she always does. It's part of her MO. So that's why she absolutely did it, even though she's not going to give us any more juicy details. So with that all being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. The press conference was like 33 minutes. We listened to 20. Okay. With that all being said, I find it all nefarious. But like I told you guys earlier, let's talk about R. Kelly. Because what I forgot to tell you guys on the previous video, when I was talking about R. Kelly and the people who were working with him, that in fact got into trouble. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Now, his executive assistant actually did a video interview, and I'm going to get to that. But remember, I told you that his manager, the former manager, actually got arrested and got sentenced to like 10 to 12 months, something like that, for stalking and threatening one of the victims. So these people who were helping Diddy supply the copious amounts of drug and alcohol and the people who were supposedly putting things in the drinks and all of that, they may end up doing some time. Now I'm gonna go to this video where R. Kelly's longtime executive assistants decided to break her silence and came out with some things to say. And so, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Then we're going to talk about Diddy's new selling. Okay, y'all pay attention.
Could rest their case today as he faces sex trafficking charges. And Michael, his longtime executive assistant gave her first interview to you.
That's right, George. Diana Copeland was R. Kelly's assistant on and off for 16 years. In our interview, she revealed new details about what she says she saw inside his homes, about his live-in girlfriends and his female visitors. It's the bombshell trial making headlines. R&B superstar R. Kelly in federal court. At various points over the span of nearly 2 decades, allegations from sex trafficking to child pornography have swirled around R. Kelly, but he has not been found guilty of any crimes. The singer, now back in court and claiming his innocence again, pleading not guilty to multiple federal charges, including racketeering and sexual abuse.
There were women always, coming at him.
Diana Copeland served as R. Kelly's executive assistant off and on for 16 years, taking the stand, sharing details from her experience working in his homes.
I believe I can fly.
At the time, Kelly was one of the biggest selling male artists and music producers. His hit song, I Believe I Can Fly, winning him 3 Grammys. How person?
He's charismatic. And I think that's one of the reasons why people kind of say he has 2 personalities, because when you meet him, he has, he's a really personable person. If you see him angry, that's a whole different person.
Inside Kelly's homes where she worked, Copeland said there were rules, like guests were not allowed to roam the homes. Where did they all stay?
Yeah, he would have live-in girlfriends. They had their own rooms. Guests would just come, maybe sit in the studio with him. He had like 3 properties. And those properties, there was like a certain decorum that was expected. He pretty much didn't want not just the girls to move around, but he didn't want anybody to be able to just roam his house, like a museum.
Copeland says she was asked to accompany his guests on outings. She says during shopping trips, the women often didn't interact with male salespeople.
They asked me during the trial, did you notice their reaction with males? And I did. They didn't want to speak to the males. In fact, sometimes they would ask me to interact with the males.
So they didn't want to speak to the males, or were they told not to speak to the males?
Well, that piece I can't speak to because I don't know if they were told, but I would say that you can pretty much surmise that that was probably the case.
She says while outside a fitness center waiting for Kelly to work out, she was in a van with multiple women, and one of his girlfriends needed to use the restroom, but she says refused to go because she did not have permission from Kelly. Was she afraid of him? Was she afraid that if she went to the bathroom that she would be in trouble?
That's, a question, I guess, for her. But what I can say is this. There are certain rules that are put in place for safety, because when he gets out of the vehicle, he's highly recognizable. So now whomever gets out of that vehicle, there's a spotlight, a target on that person.
No speaking to men, the texting to use the bathroom. None of that raised an alarm for you. You didn't think any of that was a little strange.
I know Robert, the family man, the businessman, but his personal life is Robert's personal life. So my job stops at the threshold of his bedroom.
Okay, I'm calling Cap. She's lying. She acts like she doesn't know about his personal life, but she's the same person that just sat there and said that he had all of these people living with him and they all had their own rooms, and then she would be out shopping with them. So if you're out shopping with them, that's part of personal life. He's giving them money to go out and shop, and you're the one that's supposed to chaperone them. So that being said, she was in charge of them. Let me tell you all something. I investigated R. Kelly's case very thoroughly. This is the woman who was allegedly booking the flights for the girls. This is the woman that was taking them out when they needed to buy clothing or personal items or whatever. She was a whole lot more than just dealing with him on the business level. She was like close to him. And I want you all to pay attention because she said that they said that she testified on the stand or that she said something on the stand. What does that tell you? That she got up there and testified against him. That's why she didn't get any punishment. Look at her. She knew what was going on. And just like those people that were helping Diddy knew what was going on. Okay. A whole lot of people sitting there want to act like they don't know anything after the fact, after the truth starts coming to light. Like, oh, I just knew the business part of Diddy. I wasn't doing this and that and the third. Yeah, you were. Please sit down somewhere. But let's continue.
Door.
Copeland says multiple live-in girlfriends and other women would visit his homes, and one of her jobs was making their travel arrangements. In court, Kelly has been accused by some women of traveling them across state lines when they were underage. Another alleged victim telling the jury she was even held captive for several days. Diana maintains she didn't see anything like that. When you're making travel arrangements, of course, you need the date of birth. So how old were these women?
They ranged in ages, no one under 18. In fact, when this case came up, I'm reading that women are locked up and, kidnapped and these things of that nature. And that's not what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anybody that's trying to leave or any locked doors. Every woman that's left has walked right out the door.
Did he ever ask you to recruit women for him?
He's never asked me, but at the time, I'm only saying that he was R. Kelly, a mega superstar. He needed no help. I mean, absolutely no help to recruit women or to get women.
Is there anything that you think you could have, would have done differently?
Looking back, I think that I would have done things the same way I did. I don't think that anything that I did was wrong and I also don't think that anything that I could have done would have changed what Robert did. I can only control.
Okay, so that lady was not being totally honest. Like I told you guys, she just admitted it that she was the one that was booking the trips for them. She was doing all of this stuff that would give you the ability to know personal, intimate details of what was going on. Okay, so she absolutely knew more than that. And when she acted as though, the girl didn't want to use the restroom because she didn't get permission from Kelly. When he asked her, was the girl afraid of Kelly? And she said, I don't know. You'd have to ask her that. You know darn well they were all afraid of him. That's why they wouldn't. First of all, even if you think somebody might recognize that you were in the car with R. Kelly, okay, it's not that serious when you got to use the bathroom. Okay, you're going to get out and use it. You're not going to sit there and panic. And then why do you need his permission? Even if it could be a dangerous situation, these are grown women. Why do they need to get his permission or consent to do something such as use the restroom? So please make it all make sense. That's all I'm saying. Hold on. That's all I'm saying. Please make it all make sense. Okay, so like I said, I'm calling cap on it. I'm calling cap on it. Now, let's get back into it because this is all real crazy. And Diddy's clearly full of shites. As far as I'm concerned, he's full of it. And here we have yet another person. Okay. And so, anyway, looks like some people are coming out online saying they don't believe this lady. Say they don't believe her because of Gloria Allred. Because some people say that when Gloria Allred is defending somebody, when she's their attorney, especially with the hashtag Me Too or something like a Etzel assault, that she has people that are lying. And yes, I think that she does, specifically in the case of Bill Cosby. But in this case right here, I think this lady is telling the truth. That's just my opinion. But I wanted to play the video of R. Kelly's executive assistant to let you all see what sort of role that she played in having things done for him and for the young ladies that were staying at his residence. Okay. And how she allegedly or was accused of at some point of taking them across state lines with and for R. Kelly. But she denies it, of course. I think that she took a deal, perhaps. Okay. She maybe not took a deal, but what she did was in the beginning, they likely asked her, as they're doing now, I'm sure, with Diddy's witnesses and people who were engaged as co conspirators, people who are unindicted co conspirators, people who could have become defendants, but rather they'll now be witnesses against him. Yeah. So that's probably what she did. In the beginning, when all of this stuff started coming to a head with R. Kelly, they likely wanted to know what she knew, sat down and interviewed her, got information from her, and said, listen, you can either be this or you can be that. You can be on this side or you can be on that side of the table. Which one do you want? So these people always turn on you, no matter what it is. Luna Walker said, let's make a deal. Exactly. These people always turn on you. And so these people that are, that were involved, of course, they'll likely make deals, but there's no deal for Diddy. There's no deal for Diddy, according to the legal expert. He basically said he doesn't think Diddy will take a deal and don't think he'll be offered one. Now, because here's the thing. Why would they offer Diddy a deal? You see, the only reason they offer Diddy a deal is if there was a bigger fish to fry. If there was a bigger person at the top of the hierarchy to where they wanted to take that person down more so than Diddy. I'm telling you, they don't want to take anybody down more so than Diddy as it pertains to this case. Because the people that are above Diddy, these big time, high profile, rich, wealthy people, these are white men. Older white men who have power and prestige, and they don't want to lock them up rather than Diddy. So they're not going to offer him a deal. A deal for what? Who are you going to snitch on? Yeah, you can tell us about all the people that help you engage in this debauchery, but we're going to know about them anyway because we have the footage thanks to you. Thanks to you recording and having everything recorded for years since 1993, allegedly. So we don't need you to tell us anything about that. And like I said, these more powerful people are going to be protected, not charged. They're not going to be indicted. Now, the only way he could get somebody indicted along with him would be somebody like Jay-Z. Maybe they would settle for Jay-Z because they wouldn't care about him because he's black. Okay? So that all being said, at the end of the day, what's Diddy going to do? What is he going to do? He's not going to get that deal. That's what he's not going to get. But let's talk about his new cellmate. And listen, I have to come back because I got some information on Kabami, okay, that I just can't wait to get into. Now, somebody sent me something about Kabami, and I haven't been able to get all into it, but it's very nefarious and clearly juicy. So I will be talking about that at some point. Not sure if I'll do it on this channel or the backup, because I haven't been on the backup channel all day. But nonetheless, Kabami, get ready for it because the queen's going in. Okay, so now let's talk about his new cellie, honey, because Diddy is sitting up there in jail with a cellie by the name of Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, if anybody knows who Sam Bankman-Fried is, Sam Bankman-Fried, unlike Diddy, requested to be in that jail. He asked to stay in that jail. And so I find it all crazy because the jail's nefarious, according to it. It's notorious, according to reports. It's dirty, dusty, dingy, mold, mildew, and all of that. They need to do repairs on it. Some judges won't even send criminals there. But he wants to stay there. Now, who is Sam Bankman? Well, Sam Bankman was like one of the founders of FTX, a cryptocurrency exchange. Okay, and now he was convicted of orchestrating a fraudulent scheme. And he was sentenced to 25 years. That all being said, they say he requested to stay at MDC. Maybe because MDC is a jail and he may have feared going to prison because that's, of course, progressively worse than jail. So Diddy has been placed in the same cell of a Brooklyn jail with convicted crypto fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, the two are not cellmates in the classic sense of sharing the same small jail room. Rather, they're both sleeping in a large dormitory style room at the Metropolitan Detention Center with several other defendants. So they're like in a dorm room and there's multiple people there. Now, all of these people, I would imagine, are big time people because this is the SHU. The SHU is like a secluded area, okay, for high profile cases and whatnot. So anyway, and wealthy people. Now, so anyway, they've confirmed the arrangement through a source, but the Bureau of Prisons declined to speak about the matter. They didn't want to say anything, and likely because maybe Sam doesn't want people to know he's there. Who knows? So the agency said that it does not provide information about conditions of confinement, including housing assignments or internal security practices for any particular incarcerated individual. Now, Diddy has been in the MDC since his arrest last week. The hip hop mogul, who's faced a wave of abuse and assault allegations over the past year, was indicted. Okay, we know all of that. So with that all being said, I just find it very interesting that he's up in there with Sam Bankman-Fried. Okay. And they say, as for Bankman-Fried, he's been in MDC since last fall when he was convicted. Now, while he was convicted of orchestrating a massive fraud scheme, as I told you, with a cryptocurrency exchange that he founded, called FTX, well, he was sentenced to 25 years and Bankman-Fried requested. He asked to stay at MDC while his attorneys prepped an appeal. Okay, that appeal to overturn his fraud conviction was finally filed earlier this month. So I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out because Sam Bankman-Fried, honey, go on and take your L and do the 25 years. Okay, you're not going to win on appeal. This is the feds, and they came correct with invoices and receipts. Okay, they caught you dead to right. Because Sam Bankman-Fried did exactly what he was accused of too. Okay, for anyone who knows about that case, in my opinion. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Okay, I'm going to get up out of here because, listen, there's 3 lives that I've done on this channel today. So if you missed the first 2, go back and watch, okay? Go back and watch. You don't want to miss a thing because I've been dropping receipts on Diddy and what's going on with him all day long. Okay, the next point of business is to go in on Kabami, and I think I'm going to do that on the backup channel since I haven't been on there, so I can give the folks that follow this channel a chance to catch up on all the nefariousness of it all. Okay, but Kabami, it has been exposed that she's a whole fraud and a fake. Kabami, I said you weren't black. And now, apparently, someone's brought the proof and just explained it all, just like the Queen did. Okay, and of course, this person's getting credit because they're high profile. So we're going to talk about that on the backup channel. Greta said, Queen working hard today. The Queen works hard every day, beloved. Y'all just don't pay attention. I be working hard every day, but some days harder than others. This is overtime, okay? Just so y'all know. And I want you all to pay attention because I actually had a meeting, okay, at 8 o'clock this morning, and I literally got up and did a live before that. So I just want y'all to pay attention. All right? I just want y'all to pay attention and give the Queen her flowers while you can, okay? Brenda said Janet Jackson. Yeah, Janet Jackson's involved. Janet Jackson's involved. Not just talking about Janet, though. It's more information. So with that all been said, listen, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast, honey. I'm going to keep dropping out these receipts on Diddy's arts because Diddy's going down. Point blank and serious. Okay, so go back and watch the broadcast that you missed and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one is how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And if you're not following the backup channel, then you should be, because that's where we're all going to be later. I'm going live on there probably around 6 o'clock. Probably around 6 o'clock to talk about Kabami. Okay, April says, yes, I will go back, Queen. Thank you. And see you on the next live. All right. You're welcome, beloved. Luna said, hold on, Luna. I know darn well you're not trying to go in on a Queen. Luna said, has Trump contacted you yet? No, he hasn't, beloved. Has he contacted you? Has he contacted you, beloved? Y'all need to sit down somewhere. Naima Ross said, you are working hard today. Thank you, beloved. Okay. Y'all are something else. Miss J said, we appreciate you, Queen. Thank you, beloved. All right, Cherokee Dale said, here you go, Queen. Thank you for the roses. All right, so listen, I'm out of here. Okay, like I said, we'll be on the backup channel about 6 o'clock to talk about Kabami for all of those that are interested. I know Luna didn't say, has Trump contacted me yet? He needs to, because I would definitely sit down and grill him just like I want to grill Kabami. Okay, so anyway, talk to you all later. Make sure you keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why